Our readings today were about justice, about finding justice and receiving justice. Thus, our lesson of reflection is the justice of humans and God. Our first reading opens with, "Observe what is right, do what is just, for my salvation is about to come, my justice is about to be revealed." There are laws, and then there are laws. The former are the kind that we all know and theoretically comport ourselves with every day and at special events. In other words, societal norms or the laws of humans. The latter are the kind that are inviolable, immutable, almost laws of nature. Violating these laws will have consequences in both this life and in what comes next for the violator. These are laws of God. The speed limit is a law, but not a law. You could drive at a constant speed of 3 to 5 miles per hour above the speed limit everywhere you go, but you don't. You could drive at over 55 miles per hour in a 15 mile per hour zone because it sounds similar, but you don't. You could drive 70 miles per hour on the straightaways playing hide and go seek with your friends everywhere, but you don't. You don't do any of those things because each one violates the societal norms in which you live, and you'd suffer repercussions from the laws. Also because it endangers the lives of others, so it also violates the inviolable laws, the laws of God. Imagine the car you are in is in an accident with a school bus carrying 24 elementary children and 4 adults, including the driver. When the school bus driver loses control of the bus while singing the school bus song, the wheels of the bus go round and round, etc. All aboard the bus are killed. You are paralyzed after being in a coma for 23 days. Little attention is paid to you, your grievous injuries, your lifetime of pain and recovery, even though you are as much a victim of the bus driver's negligence as the passengers of the bus. The difference between you and them: the other victims were true innocents, and they were murdered. People are split on condemning the driver for being the greatest mass murderer in the state's history, and for dying too easily and escaping the righteous justice of man's and God's law by dying before he could be arrested, tried and convicted for 27 cases of second-degree murder. Not vehicular manslaughter, but murder too, for the negligent acts of his depraved mind, as he had been out celebrating his 25th wedding anniversary the night before, so still had alcohol in his system in excess of allowed by law for a commercial driver, and he'd not slept. He was singing the school bus song, not for the children, but to stay awake. Charging such a case would be attempting to balance the law of man, nature, and God. For the laws of those things which try to rebalance the heart of society when someone has harmed it, has violated the conscience of the society, and laws must exist for there to be a society. Laws are based on the mutual trust of each person for another, mutual respect for property rights, and mutual respect for the inviolability of each other's body. Property in mind, product. From these come the Code of Hammurabi, the very first written law. From these come the commandments. From these, the U.S. Constitution, from which all other constitutions base. And from these come every base of law known to the human race in all time. But these laws, these are for and by the management of humans, by humans. These are not in relation to God. Despite the oaths in court coming upon a holy book, promising to tell the truth, so help me God. Just once, I'd love for there to be a bolt of lightning right next to a witness that is testifying, as a warning of sorts. See then if that testimony doesn't alter from immediately following that lightning, and improve at every trial at that courthouse for quite a while thereafter. That's all it would need. And then every time someone takes the oath, they would really, really take it seriously. And there is no God in the morgue or on the death scenes where we, the workers on behalf of the dead, start listening to every last syllable they uttered with their body, with trace evidence, and with the post-mortem. But we, each one of us individually, and on the most horrible, difficult scenes, together as a team, do come together briefly over the body or bodies, and vow before God to do everything to the best of our ability with His power and assistance, so that we will bring the perpetrator or perpetrators of these horrible crimes to justice, to the law, to again rebalance society to zero, human for humans. For while St. Paul ends Romans with, "For God delivered all to disobedience, that He might have mercy upon all," we need to show greater deference to Isaiah, to the call to justice, the call of observing the right and the wrong, but always and everywhere showing honor and deference for those who have chosen to do right, no matter the costs to them, and each doing what is right will, with the assistance of God, find the means to achieve the balance for the rest of society in each and every situation. May it please God so. Amen.